Forever mine. And I'm so glad, cause it gets better with time. Oh girl, I like what you like, you like what I like. We were made for each other. Oh, baby, you are that someone I've been hoping, I've been looking for my days. Don't you ever think about leaving? This heart of mine would be grieving. Don't go. I admit that I was out of control, but I still love my man with my body and soul. When the road gets rough, you say things you should not say. I never meant to treat my baby that way. I apologize. Believe me. Oh, believe me, I do. I apologize. Honest and true. Because I know I was wrong. And so I sing you this song that I'm trying to get through and make it up to you, yeah. Love and happiness. Wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah, talking about how she can make it right, yeah, yeah. Happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong being in love with.
All right, Cowboy fans, we about to get started. Hey, Cowboy fans, I know we feeling good about the game today. Now, if we win, if we beat the Giants, which one of these outcomes would y'all be most okay with? Which one of these All right. I know I was on mute. Sorry, I was on mute there. Let's get into this film. All right. The Cowboys won. The Cowboys beat the Giants. I'm sorry if y'all were just joining. I was on mute for a few minutes. The Cowboys won. They beat the Giants. Dak Prescott did what Dak Prescott does. He got everybody involved. Ferguson came back and had a big game. Pickens had a better game. CD, we know what the offense is going to do. The issue is what is this defense going to do? That's the issue. What are we going to do on defense? So let's try to figure out how are we giving up so many yards a game? Because one thing we know, you're not going to win too many. You're not going to make it to too many Super Bowls, too many playoffs if we're going to be giving up this many yards. If we're going to be giving up bottom five when it comes to yards, if we're going to be giving up all these passing yards, we're just not going to win a lot of games. So I don't want to look at the offense. I posted all those videos already. You can look at Dak Prescott and all that stuff. Let's look at the defense. All right. Y'all know I like to look at it half speed. I'm mostly looking at pass. But here's some run as well. This was a good play by James Houston. A lot of y'all want to see a lot more of James Houston. I don't blame you. He played about 20 snaps. You're going to get some good and some bad. But one thing about James Houston, and you're going to see me talk about the tight end and the defensive end in the future, later in the film. And I've already been talking about it when it comes to Sam Williams. James Houston does not lose against tight ends. You shouldn't lose against tight ends. If you're a defensive end, you should not lose one-on-one against a tight end. He does not lose against tight ends. He hits, engages, gets off the block. It's a 1 or 2 yard game. All right. Another thing you notice in this play, we do have some ballers on this team now. We have some people that are capable. The unfortunate thing is we have a couple guys that are playing on defense that I don't think should be playing as much. We have some ballers. One of them is this guy named Solomon Thomas, number 90. Look at the penetration he gets. Immediately causes it to bounce, which now allows James Houston to come in and squeeze. We would love for our linebacker to come downhill a little bit more, but he's going to get there. He avoids the block. It's a 2-3 yard gain. It could have been a 0 yard gain if we're able to come downhill with that linebacker, but that's not horrible. Most of what we're going to review here, though, is going to be the pass. Let's see what we have next. Play action. One thing you have to understand, when we decide to sign Jadeveon Clowney, that really does tell you what the Cowboys believe they're seeing in our current defensive ends. And one thing we have to remember is Dante Fowler was supposed to come in and be an immediate impact guy. That's why you don't play him during preseason. He's a veteran. He's already playing on the team. He does not look good. He just doesn't look good. I think he's going to catch on midseason because there's some things I see that he does well. For an example, he still has a pretty decent get-offs at times. But then it's like, what are you doing here? He's kind of confused, doesn't know where the ball is. And then at times he just doesn't look athletic sometimes. So it's just a little off. Let's see how we're doing with everybody else. This looks to be a screen, so everybody's kind of coming free in some kind of way. So you would expect Dante Fowler to just come free and hit the quarterback. I mean, don't really know what he was doing there. Again, you're not seeing Dante Fowler make a whole lot of plays. That's just the reality of it. Let's look at this wide view here. All right. So you can see down here, it looks like they're trying to run a stunt. Osa immediately goes towards this tackle. Nealon starts to come in, but I think something happens here where he doesn't commit to it. Now, what I want y'all to realize, and I know, come back to this video. Watch this. I promise you, y'all are going to see this in the future. Russell Wilson has so many opportunities to run in this football game, y'all. The only reason he didn't run is because we had people probably running downfield open. That's the only reason. If we were going against Jalen Hurts every week, Jalen Hurts will rush for 90 yards a game. We have not fixed our lane integrity. It did not. I'm telling you right now, whoever we face, who do we face? Caleb Williams will take this. There's just guys who just don't have as much confidence in their arm where they're going to look to run anytime you give it to them. Jalen Hurts is one of those guys. Caleb Williams has a great arm, but he's struggling right now. I guarantee you, if I'm coaching Caleb Williams, I'm telling him, hey, This team does not play their rushing lanes very good. If you see it early, take it, get those yards. Because this was open all game against the Giants. Some of it was just because they were running bad stunts. Nealon eventually comes free. But look what happens when you don't have four people rushing their lanes. We would get so many more sacks if we just have people rushing our lanes. Look what happens here. The only reason Russell Wilson is able to escape from Nealon, even though he's holding the ball here, Nealon could get him. But he can't get him because we don't have any rush over here. So now he's able to get and stop and make this play because we don't have anything from Dante Fowler on the other side. It luckily was incomplete. These are just some of the things when you're watching the film. Don't get too concerned about y'all. We don't have we do have pretty good players. They're just not very confident right now, I would say. They're not very confident in their pass rush. Sam Williams being one. Sam Williams needs to be on the bench. For one, he's not playing very physical. Everything he's doing is not physical. Right here, you can see the offensive lineman knocks his hands down. You're able to knock his hands down because he's not really punching. Look how soft he puts that arm up there. Any good offensive lineman is just going to knock your hand down. That's not when you see defensive linemen able to jab with that one hand like a Myles Garrett, they're able to do that because they are bursting off that line with so much force and power, and this guy is off balance. Sam Williams is not getting his guy off balance off the ball. He's waiting on him. So he knocks his hand down. He kind of gets off balance. So again, Jalen Hurts likely would just, you know what? I think there's enough room here. Let me take off. Russell Williams starts to see it. He starts to see it because Sam Williams kind of ended up inside. He ends up inside right here. That's when Russell Wilson starts to head this way. All right. Before we get to the rest of the play, let's see what we're getting. I always just say to cancel out the double team. If there's a pass rush and there's a double team, you're not going to get much here. Kenny Clark is going to get double teamed on most pass rushes. When he doesn't, he pushes the pocket. That's one thing you will say. Kenny Clark may be our best pressure person right now on the entire defensive line. He does push the pocket when he's not getting double teamed. This is that same play. We're just looking at it from a different angle. And this is the play where I was referring to, where if Sam Williams plays his edge, his responsibility, now Russell Wilson can't do this, and now he gets sacked. Sacks sometimes come from team. It's not just one guy beating another guy. Sometimes you need the team to play. Here we got the rookie out here. Look, again, he's trying to use that arm, but this is the NFL, y'all. I coach Little League football. I have to get off here in a little bit so I can go make the traffic and coach Little League. I have to tell my offensive linemen that are 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, offensive line, to be patient with their hands. They teach these guys this before they're even 14 years old. Be patient with your hands. They teach you this. D linemen, you have to learn that offensive linemen are patient with their hands. D linemen have to be patient with their hands too sometimes. So instead of just throwing that arm out there, fake it sometimes. But when you do throw that arm out there, you can't be so off balance and it can't be so soft to where he just knocks it down. This was their backup. Was this their backup? I don't know. I don't think that was their backup tackle. So he did this to Sam Williams and he did it to the Rook. You're not going to see, you're going to see, I guarantee y'all, you will see, who did we just sign? Jadeveon Clowney. His first game, you will see Jadeveon Clowney do this at least 1 or 2 times in the game. I promise you, he will not get knocked to the ground. It's not that they're trying to do a move that they can't do, that's incapable, that's a bad move. It's just they're not getting off the ball and they don't have the burst or the power. Let's see what else we have. We have a stunt with the defensive tackles. It looks like we have Dante Fowler playing defensive tackle on this pass rush with Osa. And again, remember when I said they're miscommunication? Look what happens when you have guys. Jalen Hurts would have ran for 1,000 yards against us if he plays against us every week. Look at this. 1 guy is on the ground. 2 guys on the ground. Bad stunt here. Miscommunication. Somebody's supposed to be looping around or something. If he just takes off, he gets 20 yards. But he has guys open down the field too. So why run the ball for 20 when you can throw it for 50 and get a touchdown? Lane integrity. That's all this is. Lane integrity. All right. Osa has the most potential. I think everybody can agree. Osa at being younger than Kenny Clark, all that good stuff. Osa has the most potential. Here's the thing. He already got paid for that potential. And I don't know why we had to pay him for that potential, right? Because that's all we had. Osa hasn't really given us enough. I'm sorry. And some of it is just he flashes athleticism and all this, but then it gives you something like this where he completely misses his hands. And even though this guy is off balance, it's like he never finishes. It's always somebody else in the way, or it's just he never quite gets there. But at the same time, he's clearly has the most capability. He just always ends up on the ground sometimes. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Now we have another guy on the ground, James Houston. He's going to give you a good snap. He's going to give you a bad snap. That's just the way, that's just what the film says. The issue is he's only playing 18, 20 snaps a game, if that. So he's going to give you, if he gives you 20 snaps, he's going to give you about 8 to 9 good ones. He's going to give you about 8 to 9 bad ones. This will be one of the ones where everything was good. Look at the pressure he causes, gets him off balance. But now, bro, stay on your feet and finish. Look at Sam Williams. Jesus. So he gets clipped here by the running back. Boom. He's on the ground. He's on the ground. We got holding here on Kenny. Kenny Clark is getting held. They don't even call that. He gets tackled. But again, what am I trying to show here? Why don't we have a ton of sacks? And we're not really that bad at sacking the quarterback, y'all. We're like tied for 6 or something like that. But why does it feel like we're giving up why are we giving up so many passing yards? Why are we not getting as many sacks as we can? These are just players not staying on their feet. If we stay on our feet here, stay on our feet here. We have a rush coming here. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet here. This is another sack. We just have to. Clowney is going to help us get 2 more sacks a game. Not by himself, but just by him being able to stay on his damn feet and in his gap. Look at, he gets hit on the ground here. Unfortunately, that was a penalty. Look at Sam Williams. Look at Sam Williams. All you gotta do is run at Sam Williams. You're going to get a play every time. Why is he going inside? If you're going to go inside, you have to make the play, y'all. That's as simple as that. I've played that position before. I've never played it at as high as level as this. I'm just telling you. If you do that, I coach Little League. I'm telling you right now, it's the most difficult thing to get through people's heads, defensive ends. If you're going to do this, and I see what he's trying to do, this could very well be a play action, by the way, but he sees the handoff. I get it. You're trying to make this play, but it wasn't yours to make. The issue is we got a linebacker who wasn't reading this quick enough, right? Murray played a good game, but this was a great play call because it looks like a pass. This gap opens up, but it gives him enough room to be able to come and make this block. We got our defensive end coming upfield. He tries to squeeze, but he's just not physical enough. What is he? He gets bear hugged right here because he's so high. And I'm not even sure he was going for the running back, to be honest with you. It looks like Sam Williams is going towards the quarterback. He doesn't even see the ball. You just can't have it. Now, they're not the only two. What are we getting out of Osa? This is Osa's gap. So Osa is really giving you what he's supposed to. He's in his gap. The ball goes on the outside. He gets bumped here, but then he's on the ground. That's that whole potential thing. Like sometimes Osa just is on the ground too much, y'all. I'm telling you, I watch this a lot. Osa is on the ground more than Osa Adigizua, is on the ground more than any other defensive player that we have. It's just the facts. All right, same play. I don't know why these plays are doubling up. All right, play action. You're going to expect them to get more time with a play action. This is why we want to see James Houston. Anybody who knows football knows the hardest sack to get is a play action one, especially when they have max protection. So not only does he have to dodge the tight end, that slows your rush down. It's all about a get off when it comes to getting sacks, right? So it slows his rush down, but he's so athletic and so good. Remember that move that everybody else was getting knocked down on?
James Houston just did it, but guess what? He did it with a little bit more power. He did it with a little bit more speed, a little bit more athleticism. I'm not saying that this tackle couldn't have knocked him down, but he didn't. He didn't. He got him off balance. Got the sack. All right. What are we getting from everybody else on that play action? Double team, not getting anything there. This is the play I posted a short about. Look, y'all guys, we cannot have a defensive end who can't beat a tight end, y'all. Y'all do know how this is like playing with Mozzie Smith for 17 games. If we continue to start Sam Williams, it is the equivalent of starting Mozzie Smith game after game last year. Except we felt like we didn't have anybody better last year. We have people better than this. I'm sorry. You have to be able to get off of a tight end. You have to. You just have to, y'all. I know y'all be getting on me. I don't know football. And y'all like to say Sam Williams is flat. I'm telling y'all this. He's only flat. He only has those pressures because he's playing. There should be a lot more plays being made by him. Another pass rush. Double team. He's not going to worry about that. He's not going to get anything. Look, it sounds like you're nitpicking, but when we're not getting the numbers, this is what the team should be doing in film session. Osa is in a 3 technique. There's no stunt called here. Osa has a 2-way go. Tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me. When you are a 3 technique, you have a 2-way go on this guard and pass. I'm just telling y'all the truth. They usually have a 2-way go here, depending on what they're going to do with this tackle. I'm assuming Kenny Clark is going to come this way. Defensive ends also usually have a 2-way go when you have defensive ends have a 2-way go sometimes in this way as well. Let's see what he does here. Boom. He has a good get off, but he never gets his hands off. This is like the second or third time where we see Osa not get the hands off, and now he's stuck. He really should be coming back to the quarterback, boom, right here. But then look how he does it. He doesn't even do it with any kind of move, right? There's no hand movement, there's no spin move, there's nothing. Nobody has a plan. Osa has been playing this game long enough to where he should have a plan right now what he wants to do with this guard. Something. Stutter step, power rush, bull rush, right? Sometimes you can hit him with speed and then just jam him right in his chest and knock his ass into the quarterback. Something. He tries to go around him. He doesn't not do anything with his hands. He also doesn't do anything to punch, right? There's no punch here. There's no punch here. But if he's able to do a move, this guard is leaning. When a guard leans like this, Aaron Donald will eat this guard up every play. Jalen Carter will eat this guard up. He's leaning. Just got to finish it. What are we doing over here? Sam Williams. Sam Williams has to be able to believe that he can get around this edge. Right here, he's almost coming to the quarterback. He has to be able to hit that outside shoulder and keep going. Dante Fowler, same thing. Look how high Dante Fowler is. Way too high. Way too high. Let me see what we got in the comments. Ty Church, what's good, man? Appreciate you joining. He needed those preseason snaps. Man, they all needed those preseason snaps. Kenneth Murray, I think that's who you're referring to. He definitely did. More like 9 to 10 snaps a game. James Houston, yeah, you're right. I probably gave him too many snaps. Sam not trusting himself after injuries. Yes. And you know what's funny about it, Ty Church? I was on him. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt in the first videos I was making. I was saying, I don't think he's healthy. I don't think he's healthy. But the reason why I was making those videos is because in training camp, he said he was 100% healthy. Came out his own mouth. He said he was 100% healthy. I think he is healthy when it comes to straight line speed. I don't think he's back when it comes to elusiveness and things like that. And it may just be a mindset thing. That's why I say starters needed preseason. They definitely did. We got mad at Mozzie. Mozzie should have never been a first round pick. The thing is, even if you draft Mozzie in the 3rd round, you expect better. Look at Jay Tuia. He's playing much better than Mozzie ever played. Um, Easy looks bad. Yes. Donovan Ezeraku does not look like a very good player right now. I will give you that. Still looks a little bit better than Dante Fowler. Doesn't that tell you something? Our rookie doesn't look that good right now, but he still looks better than Dante Fowler. Damn. No wonder Jerry Jones had to get on that phone call and make that deal happen. No wonder. And he probably wanted to announce it before the game. If he probably should have, maybe we would have got a few more sacks. This should be motivating. Second round pick, Sam Williams, contract year. Dante Fowler, he's not motivated. He already got his money. He's probably going to retire after this anyway. Um, like uh uh Marshawn Nealon should be motivated. Donovan Ezeraku is a rookie. But we should have these guys should be motivated. We just signed another dude, even though we expect everybody to be better, but still, this shows they not paying attention in film studies. They're not. But also, are we what is the coaches talking about? What are the coaches saying? And I know you're referring, look, this is a lane right here. I know I'm late to the chat, but that was like 3 plays ago. We were talking about there are lanes all over the place. I promise you that. Don't look at Russell Wilson's stats and say, dang, at least he didn't kill us like Jalen Hurts did. He just didn't choose to run it. There were running lanes. He just chose to pass it, which is why he passed for 500 yards. He could have ran it right here. That's what you really think Kenneth Murray and his back pedal can stop Russell Wilson from getting 5, 10, 15 yards? That's exactly what Jalen Hurts was doing. We really need to fix that. We really, really need to fix that. All right. Where are we at? Okay. All right. So look, we just got to get better at pass rush. Dante Fowler looks like he's never rushed a passer before. He's way too high on his pass rush. You're not going to expect much from J Tua in pass rush. It looks like they're running a stunt here, but again, I don't know. Right? Like this is another one of those where are they running a stunt? Because look at the angle J Tua takes. He's in a what is this, a 2-eye? He aims at the tackle like they're running a stunt. And then Marshawn Nealon starts to come. I don't know. Like some of this stuff was just weird. He's kind of like going at or is he just a bad pass rusher? And he just looks slow and unathletic on this play. I don't know. Solomon Thomas, our all-star defensive tackle so far, him and Kenny Clark. Buddy, you're one-on-one. I need you to give me something. Now he starts to work his way towards the quarterback, but hey, you're one-on-one, man. We got to have something here. We got to have something here. Y'all do realize that if Micah was on this team, the only thing that would change is Jay Tuia would be one-on-one, and this guy over here would be double-teamed. The one-on-one guy still got to win, though. And so far, we don't even have those. So we had to sign Jadeveon Clowney because we just look again. Is this Dante Fowler again? Okay, this is Donovan Ezeraku. Donovan Ezeraku, too high. Look, too high. Now, look, his get off is pretty good. It's not bad, but he just doesn't have. He's still not able to get to that edge quite the way we thought he was going to be able to do when he came out of college. That's what the film showed. The film showed that he can get to that edge. The film showed that he can go inside and he can make a play. That's what the film showed. Right now, Donovan Ezeraku is rushing like somebody who doesn't have confidence in his moves. That's why you bring in a Jadeveon Clowney. We understand that Fowler is going to play. We understand that you're going to have to play Sam Williams. You don't really have to play Donovan Ezeraku right now. I'm not saying he needs to be on an active list. I'm saying it. First of all, if he is, it's not horrible. Second of all, he needs to get more confidence going against tackles. He needs to get a lot of reps in practice, full speed, 11 on 11, so he can get that get off back. His get off and his speed and his burst and all that, he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it right now. We need to slow him down a little bit. Bring in Clowney now. You can pull him back a little bit more, and we can go from there. I mean, look at this defensive end right here. All right. Now let's look at coverage. I wanted to look at coverage because there was a lot of talk about coverage. We got beat with a lot of big plays. I got a few minutes here. I'm going to try to explain as much as I can. You can't really guarantee what you see is what you see. You have to talk to the players, talk to the coaches, but you can read keys, right? So if you read the keys on this play, this looks almost like man, right? It starts to look like man. Why? You have a corner here, guy here. You have a guy here, a guy here. You have a guy here, guy here. You have a guy here, guy here, right? You have a linebacker here with a back here. But where it stops looking like man is look at this corner. He's looking at the they're all looking at the quarterback, right? I've never played quarterback in my life. I just know football enough to know when DBs are looking at the quarterback, y'all, they're not manning up. They're playing zone, right? So we now what kind of zone is the question? That was the question of the whole freaking night. What zone are y'all playing? Because everybody looked confused. So let's just see what zone are they playing. I know one thing, these corners are backing up. So it's at least it looks like cover 4, right? You have corners playing back, safety playing back, corner playing back. We also have another guy here playing back. You would think, you would think nobody gets behind this defense. That's what you would think. Top of the screen gets behind them. So what happens? This is Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson has been a lot of talk the last couple of days. Everybody wants to bench him. I want to give a shout out to Brian Broaddus because he's one of those guys who says, "Hey, no, I'm not trying to bench a guy who I already have film on, who shows he cannot play. This is not his style. He's not a cover 2 safety. He's not a cover 4 safety. He's not a deep half safety. He's a in the box safety. Remember, y'all, I after the Eagles game, I made a video about Malik Hooker, and I was like, I never even noticed Malik Hooker. I didn't know he was a down in the box safety. It was like, why is Malik Hooker making so many tackles? And you would expect Donovan Wilson to be there. This is a Matt Eberflus thing. That's what I'm being told. That's what I'm being shown here. Is Eberflus for whatever reason thinks Donovan Wilson is a back safety, is a coverage safety. So right here, look how this safety Malik Hooker is playing this receiver. He's already belling, not already, but he's belling because this guy is running full speed and he's now 5 yards on you. You should be belling. You should be. Now he's not completely belling because he can run an inside route here and it can be so he's belling to be able to make a play. Either way, he can run back, he can come in. Look at the other safety though. The receivers are in the same path. This corner is able to play both sides. This corner is able to play both. This safety is able to play both. This corner is able to play both. The only freaking guy on the field that is in the wrong position, in the wrong stance, based on what they're seeing, is this safety. He only is right if he has this zone in this coverage, but he has deep. Donovan Wilson is supposed to be looking like everybody else. He's supposed to be facing this and running like sideways right now up the field, being able to play. He's not. He's backpedaling. He literally doesn't break his back pedal until the receiver is 2 yards on him. How bad is that, y'all? That doesn't mean bench him. That means this is not what he does. That's not his game. It's not. That is not his game. Again, look when he doesn't stop backpedaling until this. You're going to get beat. He would have to be Deion Sanders. Only Deion Sanders can stop backpedaling when somebody's running full speed and you're 30 yards full speed at you. Only Deion Sanders can stop backpedaling at 2 yards from him and still be able to make a play. Donovan Wilson is not Deion Sanders. All right. See if we can get a couple more in because I do have to go. Yeah, whatever. Okay, zone again. How do we know it's zone? Everybody's looking at the quarterback. Everybody's looking at the quarterback. Now, what kind of zone are we playing is the question. I see a safety up here. I see a corner backing up. I see a corner backing up. This is cover 3. That's what it looks like. If it's not cover 3, then Malik Hooker, I believe this is Malik Hooker, is in a bad spot. This is why I say it's like, who's at fault? We don't know, because who's going to sit up there and tell us that somebody was at fault? Unless I haven't listened to every interview. But this safety, I believe this is Malik Hooker. This safety is in a bad spot if they are in cover 4. If they're in cover 4 or some kind of cover 2 where he has back half or something like that, he's in a bad spot. Something tells me that this guy is not in a bad spot. I'm just going off of the way he aligned. Look where he's lined up at from the snap. This looks like cover 3. So, if this is cover 3, the safety has to see we have trips over here just to keep an eye on it, right? And you're going to see in this film, I may not be able to get to it, but I'll get to it when I get back. Every time they did like 3 receivers or 2 receivers and a tight end on one side, the safety kind of cheated. And a couple times they were hitting Diggs because he was playing press, and they were just hitting Diggs on the opposite side because the safety couldn't get there. And that's on Diggs, because why are you playing up when you know you can't? You're not being able to run with nobody. But on this play, I just felt like they're playing cover 3, even based on the way Trayvon. He's starting to back up a little bit, but if he's playing cover 3, he plays it horrible. This guy takes off full speed. You got to be going. You got to be going. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Was this supposed to be maybe they were supposed to audible into maybe it was cover 3, and then they were supposed to change it to cover 4 whenever the audible came, right? Like, this is the NFL. They have to be able to do things like that. So